Hello guys, and welcome to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to be streaming our videos, and hopefully we're going to look at 5 mod contest best map submission videos tonight. We're going to start in alphabetical order with Agro Gorale. This map is located in Poland. It is set in Poland, and you can find a link to the map in the description below. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So as we do with our normal videos, we're going to select our John Deere Gator. We're going to pull up the log. You can see that there are several errors that are popping up, and we'll go back up and take a look at those in a second. So let's take a look at those errors. So as you can see, there are several errors here that relate to specific textures that look like they relate to the biomass facility. Basically, it says that they are hidden, and this shouldn't be too hard to correct in the map itself. Basically, if you extract the map contents and browse to the specific folder listed in this error, you should be able to select the files and select properties and uncheck the hidden button, the hidden box. You may have to go in and select to show all hidden files before you can do that. But beyond that, that should correct that error. You'll see when we get into the map that basically the textures in the biomass all show up as white. So beyond that, this map plays fairly well, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So let's take a look at the map. So the first thing you notice here is that none of the fields have numbers. So none of the fields are numbered. I was concerned that this may mean that the fields aren't properly defined and that hired help would not work. But hired help does work on this map without any issue. Basically, when I was testing, I took a harvester out and hired him, and he started to harvest this field without any issue. He went this direction, and when he got to the edge, he turned around and started back. So I don't doubt that hired help will work on these fields, but course play may be an issue. If these fields are not properly defined and numbered, then course play may not be able to work with this. So since these fields are not numbered in any way, there are also no purchase icons, so we own all of the fields on the map. I do these videos on hard mode, and on hard mode we start with 0 items in the silo. As you can see here, we have 4 main sell points for our main crops. We also have the biogas plant and a barn. I do not see a place to purchase wool, so that is something of interest here. So here's our list of equipment. We start with a fair bit of equipment, and it's all fairly new. We're going to go ahead and take out a loan like we do on our videos, so we can go around and purchase our animals. And we have cows and pigs only on this map. Basically, like I said, we don't have a place to buy wool, so we can't make sheep, can't buy sheep. And our silo has a capacity of 100,000 liters. All right, let's take a look at our starting equipment. So we start with 3 tractors that range in horsepower from 163 to 350. We have front loader arms, a bucket, a pallet fork, a bale fork, we have a telehandler and a bucket, a pallet fork, and a bale fork for a telehandler. We have 2 New Holland 1090 harvesters and 2 grain headers. We have a potato harvester. We have 3 tippers, an assortment of cultivators, 2 plows, 2 seeders, a fertilized spreader and sprayer, a slurry spreader. Here's another tipper. We have an assortment of weights, our butterfly mower and our front mowers, 2 different sets of butterfly and front mowers, windrow and tedder, bale trailer, round baler, the square baler, our water tank, bale shredder, and interesting enough, both the pull behind mixer and the self-propelled mixer. So there's quite the assortment of equipment. Some of it is definitely repeated. So you could go in and sell off some of this stuff to help finance the start of your farm. So let's lease up our gator and take a look at the map and figure out where our reset point may be. So here's our gator. Let's hit reset. Now let's see where it goes. So you can see our gator is here on the farm. So we have a reset point on the farm. Also of note is I took a look at the map files, and this map is not prepared for seasons at this point. So starting from this day going forward, when I do my videos, I will make reference as to if the map is prepared for seasons, specifically with a snow mask. And this map does not have the files needed for a snow mask, so therefore it is not prepared for seasons at this moment. But that is no real shocker, given that seasons also came out with the mod contest. Some map authors had access to seasons beforehand, or had access to the information to basically make their map seasons ready. And one of the maps that we're going to look at tonight is already seasons ready, but this is not one of them. So here we have our silos. We have our tip in, and our tip out appears to be right here at the same spot. Where's our pipe? This appears to be the manure and slurry point for our cattle. And this particular map, they've gone to the effort of putting in trigger markers for the light switches, which I thought was really cool. And these are quite bright lights. So I really like the trigger markers for the light switches. So here we have a grass trough and a water trough for our cows, and then our other feeding trough for our cattle. So everything is within this barn. And there's where we will purchase our cows. Like I said on this map is not prepared for sheep, so that we will not be buying sheep. There isn't a wool sell point. So here's our moo-moos. Looks like they are already hungry and are making their way inside. Too bad we don't have anything for them. Hey country girl, how's it going? We're going to hopefully be streaming quite a while today. We're going to try to look at 5 maps tonight. My goal is to over the next 4 days to try to hit all 21 maps, or at least as many of those 21 that are worth looking at. I've already thrown out one that was kicking out several errors on me that related to map textures, so we're not going to look at that one. So here we've got most of our equipment is under this shed. Again, we can look around for the markers on the ground for the light switches. Here we go. So most of the buildings do have working lights. Here we have 2 silage bunkers for our cattle. And there's our gators. So there's the reset point. This is our pig shed. Water trough, feed trough, and this is where we buy our pigs. So sadly, it looks like these piggies on this farm live out their entire lives in this building. I would hate to come in here and feed. This would be I think these doors would have to stay open to aerate the place out. So here we have our slurry tank and our manure for our pigs. And we've got a water hole here where we can pull water out for our animals. Additional equipment storage, or if we wanted to, we could probably tip product into here. All of these doors do work. So here we have some pallets of seed fertilizer to start out with. Our harvesters are in this shed. We have additional storage in here. So as you can see, this farm has lots of buildings, a lot of storage. Every building has lights in it that light up very, very brightly. More storage. I have to say, the lights are almost too bright. I would have to wonder how much these lights would make the whole place glow in the middle of the night if you opened up all these windows and doors and turned on all the lights. So that, for the most part, is the main farm here. These are the only two animals on the farm or on the map, so we will not find sheep anywhere else or any other animal anywhere else. While I normally drive in first person, a couple people had made a comment that they wanted me to, that they couldn't see enough of the map, so I'm going to try to drive this way, which should hopefully show you a fair bit of the map. So I will try to do my best. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drive up. We're going to drive up north where there is a train, and we're going to hop on the train and drive right around the train to get a kind of an overview of the map. Hello, Urex4. Are you Polish? I know you're making a comment related to a Polish map. So as I said, all of these fields appear to be owned by you. They are not numbered on the map. I did not have an opportunity to test this map with Courseplay to know if Courseplay will work or not on the map, since the fields are not numbered. But it may be that they're numbered and just not displayed on the PDA. So we have kind of a town over here, or at least a industrialized or institutionalized housing type complex. So I really like this field off to the left here with that knoll of trees in the middle, with the power lines running through it. Watch the road. One thing we do need to check as to is if these poles have collisions or not, and we will do a suicide run into a pole, and we will find that out right now. So these poles do have collisions, so that is something to pay attention to when you are farming with hired help, is that they will possibly divert their way around those, or they may run into them, depending on how intelligent your hired help is. But these are some very large fields. Again, they're all owned by us. I did not activate Courseplay because I like to do these maps with as few mods as possible, and therefore I did not bring Courseplay in. We might as well just go to the BGA while we're here. You can see the BGA up there is all in white. If you didn't catch the start of the stream, there was several errors related to the textures of the BGA. They all have a hidden attribute, which apparently the game does not like. But it should not be too difficult to extract the map, extract a zip file, and basically go in and change the properties on the BGA texture files to remove the hidden attribute. And then once you do that, zip it back up, and you should be good to go. But you can see pretty much all of the BGA is white. Not really sure how This got through testing this way, but this is what we've got. I doubt Giants will let the map author fix this before the contest is over. So we may be waiting until the contest is over to have him fix this. But like I said, it shouldn't be that difficult to fix yourself once you extract the zip file, find the right folders, and then change the attributes from hidden to unhidden, and then zip everything back up, and you should be good to go. Alright, so that's the BGA. Our Silo King is right there, and our slurry tank is off to the left. Let's make our way over now to the train depot so we can take a ride around the train on the map, which will help give us a nice overview. This map does have at least one train only sell point. I believe it is down there marked Transport Company, but the icon is not the normal train icon that you see with train sell points. So that's something else to make note of. So I thought this map was very, very attractive from the standpoint of, and we're just going to jump in cab real quick. I thought this map was very attractive from the standpoint of its visuals. I like the elevation changes and everything. I would like to have seen maybe missions on the map so that we didn't necessarily own all of the fields. I would like to have seen, obviously, the texture problem not there. So this is the train. Now I have changed the texture on the train, so this is not how the map train texture will look. So it's just telling us we have a train here. So I did this for my own preference on an American Let's Play series that I'm doing. So this texture is exclusive to my computer. It is not going to be on this map as the default texture. So let's zoom out as far as we can go, and let's get going. So we're going to take a ride around the map on this train. Just kind of take a look at the visuals. A lot of these fields are very unsquare. So you could kind of say they are realistic to the area. So chat's asking me if I were to score this from a 1 to 10, what would I rate it? And I was thinking about that earlier, specifically more on a 1 to 5 scale, because that's how Giants is doing their voting, is you get to rate the map. And I'd have to say that I'd probably rate this map, given the texture issues, given that the fields aren't numbered, you know, I would probably just, I'd probably rate it a 3, simply because I think since it's entered in a contest, I'd be a bit more harsh maybe with the rating, as I would expect it to, I'd expect the map to have a little more polish to it than it does. Now I could see where maybe the map author wouldn't want to, so we've got a big grass field off here to the left. That is the store, I believe. Yes, that is the store. So I could see where maybe the map author would prefer to, we're going up quite an elevation there, to not number his fields. I could see where maybe he likes to, just out of personal preference, likes to have all the fields owned by the player. But all those textures at the BGA, that's something that I really don't think you could miss in testing. So probably a 3 out of 5, or maybe a 7 out of 10 if I were to do that. So we're coming back around. I think we're almost done. Yeah. We're almost done our little tour of, it's kind of an inside tour. It doesn't go all the way around the map of the train. But you can see, I believe that off in the distance in the center, I believe that is our farm off in the center. So we're going to come back around here and then we'll jump back in our gator and make more of our tour around the rest of the map. So this is not a sell point. This is simply what I call a transfer station, where we can transfer crop from ground vehicles to the train, or we can transfer from the train to our ground vehicles through there. So like I said, we will try to drive this way. I cannot guarantee that I'm not going to drive straight into something. Alright, let's hang a left and we'll go up. There's a section up here that's not marked, and I will say that I look at all of these maps, or I try to look at all the maps I do before I do the videos. So I definitely looked at this area up here, and now that I'm looking up there, I think I remember what it is. This is the sawmill up here. It is not marked on the PDA. I would have also kind of expected that to have been marked because it is a sell point for logs and wood chips. But for some reason it's not marked. So we're just going to jump in first person view as we drive up here to the sell point. There we have our sawmill. With our log sell point and our wood chip sell point. So like I said, it's up here in the corner. It is not marked on the PDA for some reason. So Yurik, since you live in Poland, I'd like to know how you feel this map may accurately reflect the rural countryside of Poland itself. We've got a small forestry area here off to the side. So we're going to make our way down to the grain elevator and then to the animal buy point. Again, these fields are very, very large in size. Let me get to some place where we, let's just pause here real quick. So here's one big old barley field that we're driving up past. It basically stretches almost the whole height of the map. Then we have the cornfield over here. So Country Girl's asking in chat when they're going to announce the winner of the mod contest, and that is June 24th. So there's an event called FS17, which is on June 24th and 25th, which is a Saturday and Sunday, and they state that they will announce the winner Saturday night, so that's June 24th. So I believe we have until noon on the 24th to vote, or maybe it's midnight on the 24th to vote, and it's probably GMT time. So here we have what appears to be a sell point for sugar beets. Let's take a look in the map. We are at the grain elevator, and the grain elevator does indeed take sugar beets and potatoes. Now, actually, there's no trigger there, so those are just decorational heaps of things. Oh, come on, wrong button. It looks like the only place to tip will be right here. So that may be a little confusing that we've got these heaps of potatoes and sugar beets, but there are no triggers associated with those heaps. The only thing associated with a trigger is right here. And we'll go through our scale and back out to the animal dealer. We'll jump in cab because we can't really see through our trees. Alright, here's our animal buy point if we were to purchase and transport our cows and pigs back to the farm. And then we've got an interesting sign here with sheep, pigs, duck, and chickens. So I'm sure that's saying something about having a being able to buy animals there. All right. So let's make our way on around, and we will we'll go to the barn and freight yard, and then up to the mill and back around to the shop and the transport company. So here on the right we have got a fair bit of grass that we could mow and harvest for our cows. And we've got a really big canola field off here to our left. This is a very large grass field off to our right. It just keeps going. It's basically almost the whole bottom of the map. And I thought the grass field on Law Folds was big, but I think this one takes the cake. So that is our farm right there. We're going to make our way down here to the mill. And I'm doing my best to drive this way for those that may want to look at the map from above. All right. So I really like the lighting of this map. As we get into some other maps today, we'll see that the lighting is a lot darker for daylight and everything. But I really like how this map looks at 7 in the morning. There are maps that we're going to look at today that are a bit, like I said, a bit darker, as if, you know, it's not really even sunrise yet at 7 in the morning. turn our headlights off. So here we have a buy point for hay, straw, and grass. And something to note with this buy point is you're going to have to go inside the shed. So let's take a look at the trigger here. You'll see the trigger box is inside the shed. So if you have a tall trailer, you may not be able to pull through into here. If you've got one of those auto loading trailers and you drive it into here, you're definitely not going to be able to tip it up and unload it. So that's just something to take note of. And then here is our tip for our sell point. And now we'll make our way on around to more of the map. So what do you all think of this map, those of you that are watching? I'm interested to know what you all think. Are you overly concerned that the fields aren't numbered? Do you mind owning all the fields? So we can see the white BGA up in the distance, but we are actually going to make a turn here. Once we're going to double back once we hit this sell point. Harold says he likes his field square. Well, then this map is not for you because these fields are very not square. As you can see, I would almost rate these fields as well, I would rate these fields as realistic. They've got, you know, there aren't too many real fields out there other than in the Midwest U.S. that are completely squared and flat. So for me, this map is very photorealistic as far as the layout. So this is where you would tip. And I like these grates. Let's jump out of here. I like these grates because it's set up for if you have a side tip or a back tip trailer. I'd say the field that's directly to the right of us is about the squarest field we're going to have on this map. I'm not sure if Sean's asking the question if we think he downloaded this map or if he's asking the question of himself. So here we have our dealership equipped with nice decorations. We'll just get rid of this little icon. And I believe the customize and sell point is around back. I could be wrong. Alright, I thought that might be a seed buy point, but I don't see one. That's not a buy point either. I guess that's the repair and yeah, that's the repair and customize icon. Not really sure where the trigger is. We'll just park this and see if we can do something with it. Okay. So the trigger's right there. Alright, let's gonna go to we went to the barn and freight yard. Yep. Alright, we need to go to the transport company, and then that will be this map. So the next map we're going to look at will be Bollywood Farms, Bollywood Castle, something like that. I'll have to take a steel look here real quick once we get to this next point. Now this is a train exclusive sell point. It is not marked on the map as such, but the only way to tip is to tip here, is to tip here on the tracks. So this is not a drive up and with your trailer sell point. You will need to transfer at the transfer station and put things on the train, and then drive your train down to here to the sell point. So the next map we're going to look at is Ballymoon Castle, and that concludes Agro Gorale. I believe that's the pronunciation, or at least that's my awful American pronunciation of it. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and stay online. I'm going to end this stream and then switch over to a Ballymoon Castle description and start the stream back up. So I'll be with you guys in about 2 minutes.